Hello, Flosstube. If you don't know me, my name is Kim and I run KLT Charting, but I'm also a stitcher. And this is my Flosstube number 3, I think, since I came back. Since I started. I used to do them before, but it's mainly for work. So now I'm going to use the Flosstube videos to combine work and my stitching, if you didn't see last time. And just to update life and schedules and things like that. So, hello. If you have seen, I did a live when I came back after my Christmas break, which would have been the 6th of January, I think it was. Sorry, I was looking at my calendar. And I said I was going to try and do Flosstubes every week. I wrote my schedule. If you haven't seen it, this is my new calendar with everything planned out each day. But I think doing them every week doesn't allow me any breathing space in the schedule when life things happen, which I'll get into in a minute. So I'm probably going to do them. I've decided I'm going to do them now every other week, hopefully on a Friday. So it's Friday today, Friday the 16th of January. I haven't done a Flosstube, apart from my live, I haven't done a Flosstube since the 19th of December. So it's been nearly a month, but I did say I wouldn't be doing one over the Christmas break, which is fine. So I hope you all had a lovely Christmas break. For those of you who celebrate it, those of you who don't, just had some nice chill time and whatnot. Our Christmas was, well, chaos, to be honest with you. As that's not unusual with little kids. Actual Christmas Day was, don't get me wrong, it was lovely. We went over to the in-laws, so my other half, his brother was there and his family as well, and my niece and nephew. My nephew is the same age as my youngest, they're both nearly 9. Noah, my son, turns 9 later this month, and then Finn, my nephew, is 9 like 2.5 weeks later. But they also have a little girl, Sophia, and she's lovely. I love her to pieces. She's just literally this week turned 6. She is lovely, but oh my God, Christmas Day was like she'd had an extra gear. It was just chaos. It was bedlam, but it was fine. It was fine. It was nice. I was glad to get home though at the end of the day and just go. So, anyway, right, moving on to stuff. Okay. What should I do first? Should I do work or stitching first? Decisions. Let's do stitching first, because then anybody who has just joined the video to watch just for the stitching. If you don't want to hear me waffling about the rest, then you can. So, stitching. I have mostly been working on Computer Wizard. So I'm going to put up a picture now of the last time you saw Computer Wizard and where it is now. And since I last saw you on the 19th of December, I have done 5,698 stitches. That seems like a really high number. I'm not sure I worked that out right. Let me double check this. Hang on a second. That can't be right. That's a really, really high number. Yeah, 5,698 stitches. They are tent stitches, to be fair, but even still, that's quite a lot in the month since I've seen you. For me, and I haven't been stitching every day. I've stitched, that's across 11 days worth of stitching. I did that. That's quite a lot. I didn't realise it was that much. But anyway, so you can see the picture of where it is now, and you can see I have nearly finished that new page that I started. Nothing spectacular has appeared. I'm one of these people that I don't look, I'm not saying I don't look, I very rarely look at the actual original artwork. I love stitching to see what's going to appear. And you can see on this one, it's mostly just more portraits on the wall. Which is fine, which is nice. I'm still liking stitching. What I like about Computer Wizard, and I always have, is that every time I finish even if it is just one of those tiny little portraits, it feels like its own little finish. So yeah, I don't mind all the portraits on the wall, but it's not like on previous pages, like on when I finished the deer head. That was cool. I was like, finished the deer. So yes, so most of my stitching has been Computer Wizard, but a new round of Myth started, and Computer Wizard is no good for Myth. I did try and do some, but I literally stitched all day. Let me see my numbers. Hang on, here it is. So we started back on the 9th. I didn't stitch on the 9th, but on the 10th, which was a Saturday, and I stitched all day, like all day. And I did 737 stitches, which is great, but for Myth, because it's 10th stitch, you have to halve it. So I literally spent all day working on a blood, which is what 300. So for Myth and Magic, you do different stitch counts, give different ingredients. So 737 halved wasn't enough for the next one up, which is bat wings. So I claimed a blood, which is ridiculous because on a normal project, I can claim 4 bloods in a day. So I did have one day on the Monday, a few of the clans in Myth opened up, there's a potion that they could use which allows them to get gifts, and a few clans did that. So I wanted to, and it was a sog off day as well, stitch one get one free. So I switched to a different project. I switched to Totem Butterfly. This is how it looked before I stitched for Myth, and then 600 stitches later, which is a crocodile spleen, if anybody needed to know or doesn't know, this is how it looked. And this one is being stitched on, it's on a KLT charting fabric. It's a KLT charting chart. The fabric is 16 count sparkly. Mine's gone blank. Should have checked my book before I came up. It's one of the birds. Which bird was it? That's going to annoy me. How very irritating. But it uses 2 hand-dyed threads. The blue is Pompey Tides and the pink is Pink Gin. Oh, that's really going to annoy me. How can I have forgotten the name of one of my own fabrics? Tawny Owl. I thought I was going to have to go and get my book then to look it up. No, Tawny Owl. 16 count sparkly Tawny Owl, I think, with Pompey Tides and Pink Gin thread. So that was Totem Butterfly, and that is literally all the stitching I have done since I saw you last. It doesn't feel a lot, but at the same time, 5,500 stitches on Computer Wizard is a lot. I still want to work on Computer Wizard a lot. I've got to that really annoying confetti stage though. You can, hopefully you would have seen back then, it's just lots of, there's one stitch here and one stitch here and one stitch here. And I did also make a mistake down in the bottom right hand corner, which I don't frog, especially not Computer Wizard. If I can, I do anything I can to avoid frogging that. So I am trying to correct that as I go. I'm over stitching it, but it means some unmarking on Pattern Keeper. It's been a little bit of a nuisance down in the bottom corner. So it takes forever just to do 100 stitches once I've got to this stage of confetti. Like, oh, it's all confetti. It's the most ridiculous confetti chart I've ever come across in my life, but it does look gorgeous when it's done. But yeah, so that's all my stitching. I will see what I can do in the next 2 weeks. Myth has finished, actually. It finished early because the clans knocked each other out and they all died. So I've got now, what's today? Today is the 16th. 2 weeks today, the next, oh, it's the same round, but it's part 2. So I've got 2 weeks to work on Computer Wizard. And then I will definitely be switching projects because there's no way I can actively play in Myth. So part 1 we've just done. Our clan, which is the Sirens, are in Diamond League, and Diamond League wasn't in play. So we run it in 2 parts with 2 leagues in each part, and Diamond will play in part 2, which starts on the 30th. So I've got 2 weeks before we're in play. My plan is to switch to Elder, because I've got some really nice big blocks of colour coming up. so I can blitz Eldar at the same time as playing Myth. That's the plan. So yeah, so if you don't know what Myth is, and I keep mentioning it, apologies to people who do know what Myth is, if I stop and explain stuff just very briefly. Yeah, it's a game we play on Discord. You can either be a villager or you can be in a clan. If you're in a clan, the idea is to make ingredients. The ingredients are used to make spells. The spells are used to either attack your enemies or heal if somebody has attacked you. And whoever wins rules the kingdom of Stitchovia. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot more complicated than that as well, but it is a lot of fun. There's a lot to it. There's a dragon. Clans can have their own dragons and send them out to attack people with the right spells and all sorts of stuff. It's good. It's fun. It's been running now for six years. I want to say 6. We did have a little bit of a break in the middle, and there's been lots of ups and lots of downs, but it's good fun. We love it. So yeah, so that is Myth and Magic Stitch Wars, if anybody wants to look it up. So, right, so I have my new trusty work calendar, and I've planned stuff out. So, things like, okay, miles of stitching. I have a set of challenges, miles of stitching, that you sign up through the website, and then there's different routes, and you stitch your way from one end of the route to the other. Along the way, you get digital postcards and that sort of stuff. However, I did get really, really bad at keeping up to date with the admin, and I think I went like 3 months or something ridiculous without doing the admin, and I know that's not good enough. So, for example, now, according to my thing, I do my miles of stitching admin every Wednesday. I also have a team of model stitchers working for me, and again, I fell behind with that. People were giving me pictures of finished projects, and I'm terrible at seeing a message and thinking, I'll come back to that in a minute, and then I forget. So I leave it as unread so that I come back, but then I still forget. Rubbish. Really rubbish. But it's okay, because now my model stitching admin gets done on a Tuesday. So every Tuesday, models. Every Wednesday, miles. I've got die days in here. I've got invoice days in here. I've got charting days. All sorts of stuff. So, what I want to ask for you, I've had this idea, and it's silly asking you really, but I'm going to anyway. If I can turn everything I've written on here pink by the end of the month, I want to give myself some sort of reward. But do you know what? For the life of me, I cannot think what my reward could be. So, suggestions, please. Ideas on a postcard. Not on a postcard. Comments here will be fine. So I'm not being super rigid with it. So, like, for example, you probably can't see this, but, like, I'm supposed to have died twice this week, and I haven't, for reasons, which I'll get into when I do life update in a bit. But it's fine. I've still got 2 weeks of the month left to go. So I will pick up an extra, if I can pick up an extra die day, 1 day each week, I will catch up. So it's fine. I've got until the end of the month to catch up on it all. Like last Thursday was supposed to be my sewing day, get my sewing machine out. And anybody eagle-eyed might have noticed that the sewing machine is just there, which means it didn't come out last Thursday. It actually came out yesterday. I've had some personal stuff going on the last couple of days, so actually the sewing machine was a really, really, really good thing for me. I didn't really know what to focus on. Okay, so I was going to get into this in life, but I may as well say it now. A friend of mine died. I lost a friend. It was an online friend, a friend that I play a completely different game to Myth. Just a game in my phone, but I've known him. I've played this game with him for like 5 years, and it was really, really upsetting that we've lost him. I know I never met him, but he was still a good friend that I spoke to every day, and I'm absolutely gutted that he has died. So that I worked Tuesday. It was early Tuesday evening that we got the confirmation that we didn't want. We've actually been looking for him for weeks. He's been missing for like since the beginning of December. And there was this whole thing going on where we were trying to find him. And then we got some hope, and then that hope was dashed early Tuesday evening. So Wednesday was a real trouble focusing day. I didn't want to take an actual personal day, but I didn't get a lot done. Not a lot, really. And then yesterday I got the sewing machine out, and that was good because as long as I keep in a straight line with the sewing machine, I don't have to focus. It was therapeutic. So I'm going to show you this. I was actually making ground guards yesterday with, I should say, a new fabric, one that's not on the website yet. So I'm going to show it to you so Flosstube can have a little first look. Oh, hang on, I'll get one of these. It goes the other way, sorry, hang on. So I should have got this ready before. So you've just got a little glimpse there. It is a purple fabric. And I need to turn this out the right way because it's wrong at the moment. This one isn't finished. You can see there's no elastic in it. I haven't even sewn the channels in. Are we the right way up? We have purple with giraffes on. This is quite a small one. This is for an 8-inch hoop. So actually 2 of these because I try to make them in pairs if I can, just to make it worthwhile to put on the website. So I've got some stock. So there you go, a first look for you at a fabric that's not been released yet when I have finished making all of these. And it does take a while because I do iron them as I go. I iron the channels in place before they can get stitched. Those will be on the website maybe next week. I'm in no particular rush. Nobody has seen them in the sense of they've ordered them and they're waiting for them. This is why I only put stuff on my website for ground guards that are made and in stock. So there you go. Purple with giraffes is coming soon. Yeah, but that was a good therapeutic thing. What did I do yesterday? I also made a new chart yesterday. Which took a bit of concentration, but actually it was fine. So I'm gonna go through the new releases that we've had this month. So I released the multilingual Christmas tree in words. I'll put a picture up. And the kaleidoscope dog 2. We already had one kaleidoscope dog. This is the second one, which is so cute. It's so cute. But those 2 are charts that I did last year because they went out. That's the first 2 charts to be released of the PDF Advent. I also did a custom chart at the beginning of the week for someone who had contacted me through Etsy, who wanted an edited version of my one of the inward charts, the Bernese, is it Bernese? Mountain dog. She wanted an edited version of that, so I did that for her. But yesterday I did Dalmatian in words, and I'll put up a picture of that as well, which was my first official new chart of 2026. So we are up and running with charts. And again, I'm giving myself more charting time because that's how I started. I always feel like I should get back to my charts because I never have time for them anymore. But even if I only can do like half an hour here, half an hour there, some more charting time. Yes, so those are the charts that released so far this month, well, since I last saw you. In terms of dyeing, I dyed at the beginning of January the sea anemone, which I showed you in the live video, which is fabric and threads. I've also dyed all the Warlock Chant that was ordered in November and December, so I'm up to date with that. So as far as monthly orders is concerned, I've still got to do Seascape, which was December, and then new orders for January. But that's where I'm at with those orders. I'm up to December, which I'm very happy about, especially seeing as I didn't do any dyeing on my Christmas break, apart from right at the end of my Christmas break when I did the sea anemone. such a stupid word. I keep saying it right, then I say it wrong, then I say it right. So yeah, so I'm happy that I'm not totally up to date with my outstanding orders, dye orders, but I'm not far off. But eagle-eyed people amongst you would have noticed that I have the board that was looking quite empty behind me last time I saw you. That has been rewritten, and also includes all of the Advent additional orders. So is a lot back on there again, but it's okay. Some of it's, and a lot of it, 12 of that from here to here, that is the, hopefully you could see that. I didn't look at the camera to see if you actually saw me pointing it where I was pointing. That's the hand-dyed thread colours. So not all of it's fabric, the threads are up there too, but yes, so it's looking hideous again, but that's fine. That just means I'll feel ever so wonderful once I get it all up to date. I haven't started dyeing the Advent extras yet, because if you're one of those customers, you know you have until the end of January, and there's no sense in me dyeing, you know, all of the Deck the Halls that's been ordered if next week another order's going to come in. I will dye it all together once I know exactly how many orders there are. So that work begins on that in February, but it's up on the board anyway so that I know it's coming. So, but yes, I keep going around in circles and getting distracted. I have my calendar. I want, please, suggestions from you of what I can, how I can reward myself if I manage to turn everything on here pink by the end of the month. I am supposed to be starting back on some sort of diet soon, or at least watching what I'm eating. So nothing, you know, no big box of chocolates suggestions, nothing like that. I don't have a whole lot of spare cash, so nothing super expensive. There are no new charts that I want to start at the moment. Actually, there are tons of new charts that I want to start at the moment, but I'm not. I really want to work this year on my existing whips, especially Computer Wizard and Elder. So no new starts. I've got 2 Millennium frames. I've got a Lowry stand. I don't need anything like that. What can I reward myself with? I'd love to be, do you know what? I'd love to be able to say I'm going to reward myself with a day off. You do all this work, I'm going to have a day off. But that won't help me when it comes to, see, I haven't even filled it in yet. But February will be filled in just as chock-a-block. So, does anybody have any wonderful suggestions of what I can do to reward myself for doing my job? Which is basically what it is, and I shouldn't really be saying it. I should just be like, yes, I did my job. But no, this is big for me. Not the organisational side of it, because I'm forever writing myself lists and stuff. But if I can keep to this for a whole month and it works, and I can take that into February and then March and April through the year, that's big for me. Because I'm rubbish. That's the bit I'm rubbish at, is maintaining it. So it's the maintenance side of it that I want to try and reward myself if I can. I'm really happy with this. So we're here at the moment. A fair bit of pink. There is some missing. I can mark off sewing now. I didn't finish what I started sewing, but obviously you can see I did get the sewing machine out. I've done a fair bit of that, so I can mark that off. There are a few things on here that I haven't had a chance to do. Like I said, I missed 2 dye days, but I have had some personal stuff. So like last Friday, a friend of mine's having memory problems, and we managed to get her an appointment with a consultant. So I took her to her hospital appointment, and I need to be with her because she doesn't remember what she's forgotten. So she needs a friend there. So I go with her to that. That took a couple hours. Obviously I lost a big part of a day through my friend dying, just grief. I just couldn't concentrate. You know how it is. It's only been 2 days. I'm still very upset about it, but I have to carry on. I have to, which is why I'm here and I'm putting on a brave face. I'll probably literally press stop on the record and be like, ooh. What else? Oh, Monday, my car went in for an MOT, which was on my planner. It was there. It just messed up the rest of the day, because obviously it takes time to take the car to the garage and get, my other half came with me. We took both cars down there, left mine there, came back. Then I got on with some work, and 2 hours later I got the call. It passed this MOT. If you're not English and you're watching this, in the UK we have MOT tests for our cars. You have to have one once a year, and if it doesn't pass the test, it's not safe to drive. So it passed this MOT, which is good. It's always a heart in the mouth moment when they call you, but it did pass. But then it's time, isn't it, again, to go back down to the garage to pick the car up, to come back again. And it just felt like most of the day was gone, but just doing that, it was ridiculous. I did do some other stuff. So yeah, ideas for awards. I do want to turn this whole sheet pink by the end of the month. Tune in. Actually, the last day of the month is in 2 weeks. Friday in 2 weeks, which should, in theory, mean the last thing I turn pink on here will be the Flosstube that I film in 2 weeks. So I'll be able to tell you then whether or not I did it. And be fabulous if you can give me some suggestions on this video that I can tell you in the next video, such and such person suggested this, so this is what I'm going to do for myself for doing my job. Anyway, right. So that is work. What else have we got on here? Sorry, I'm going through my notes. Reward ideas. Did the whiteboard. Did the stitching. Yes. Right. Oh, 2 things. Right. 1. Don't forget, we've got the KLT Charting Retreat coming up on the 7th of February. So that is only 3 weeks tomorrow. Oh! One of the things that is written on my whiteboard is to dye a retreat specific thread. A KLT retreat thread. I am doing goodie bags for people as part of the ticket that you buy to come. And in that will be KLT Charting retreat threads. Don't know what colour it's going to be yet. I've got an idea. Maybe. But that needs to be done in the next couple of weeks. So that's on the board and will be rubbed off when it's done. But yes, if you are free on the 7th of February and you are in the Portsmouth area or can get to the Portsmouth area and you want to come, it'd be lovely to see you. Tickets are £10 each, available through the website. So yes, hopefully I see lots of people there. 7th of February and the 30th of May, I've got one booked for as well. So yes, don't forget about that. The only other thing I was going to tell you, in my last video, I said when I was talking about my ocean life stitching, and the designer was on Etsy, and I couldn't remember who it was. I did look it up. I did promise to tell you. It's Una Buena Piezza on Etsy. UNABUENA PIEZA on Etsy. She's got some lovely stuff on there, and actually very similar to all the charts that my group of friends that we started, like Jen, not Cross Jen, doing the dinosaurs, and HJ, who I think is Seaside Stitcher, although I don't know if she's on Flosstube. She's on Instagram. She did the cats. Louise did the cats. Abby did the dinosaurs, I think. Who else? Charlotte went rogue and did a different designer's dinosaurs. But anyway, that whole group that I mentioned in my last video. And sorry to any of my friends who watched this if I've missed you out. If you were doing the cottage sale with us and I've missed you, I do apologise. I'm sorry. Don't hate me. That designer has released another chart. And if I had seen this before I did Ocean Life, I probably would have gone for this new one. But she's done the dog park. And it's all different breeds of dog. And honestly, if I was going to buy another chart from her, it would 100% be that. But no, I'm not starting anything new at the moment. I've got charts of my own I want to do. Computer Wizard and Elder. But it's cool. It's lots of all the dogs. I love dogs. All the dogs. So yeah, there we go. Una Buena Piezza. I'm assuming Spanish or something like that. Man, my Spanish accent is ridiculous, or Portuguese maybe, but no accent whatsoever. That's who designed Ocean Life. So, right. The only other thing I want to show you, and do you know what? I've been itching to film a Flosstube since Christmas, and I think this needs a name. Notebook tube. We need something catchier than notebook tube, don't we? But the notebooks have been mentioned. I have new notebooks. You're going to like these. You're going to like these a lot. This one I actually bought for myself. So yes, no, it's got its own section of my Flosstube specifically for notebooks now. It's a thing. I'm going to have to buy a notebook for every video. I haven't got the storage space for that. But I was down at Home Bargains the other day and I saw this and I fell in love and I had to have it. Stitch! I mean, I love Stitch. As a character, I love Stitch, but just the fact that it said Stitch on it, I was like, it's Stitch. I had to go through all the ones on the shelf because all the ones, literally like the first 6 on the shelf, all these bits up the top were all bent over and I was like, oh, it's so sad. Big dreams. Hang on, what else have we got? Reach for the stars. Chaotic energy. Can you feel that? See, now what you haven't known this whole time I've been filming, oh, and unleash wild ideas. So I have a new Stitch notebook. Like all my other notebooks, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. But what you won't know, all the while I've been filming this, is there's actually somebody in the cabin with me. I told her I was going to film Flosstube, but she didn't know about Notebook Tube. We need a better name. And she didn't know about Stitch either. But look, here we go. Where is she? There she is. There's my daughter Kira. Has been sat here. She's going to... She's probably going to do some elastic for me in the grime guides in a bit once I've stitched from channels. But she didn't know that I was going to tell you about notebooks and tell you about Stitch. So she's actually sat over there giggling. I can hear her. I don't think you can hear her, but I can hear her every now and again letting out this little giggle. We need a better name than Notebook Tube. So like Stitches, we do Flosstube because we work with floss. So what can I call Notebook Tube? We need to work on that. Suggestions in the comments, please. Now, I've got 2 more here, 2 more notebooks to show you. I got both of these for Christmas. This one, I told you last time, didn't I, that even my mum and my mother-in-law and all that, they all know that I like notebooks. This one was from my mother-in-law, and I just love it. It's just a plain notebook. There's nothing exciting, but on the front is pictures of my family and me. Let's cover that up. So that's my other half. This is when we went out to dinner at Rapscallions, and he's got this thing where if it's like a real grotesquely massive meal, he's like, oh, I should send a picture of this to my mum because I know she's going to go mad. Oh, you can't eat all that, you greedy person. So we got this at Rapscallions. It was actually a sharing platter. We had this between us, and Nathan, our son who was with us, had some of it too. But I took a picture of him with it just so I could send to his mum going, look what your greedy bastard of a son is eating. She did go mad. I did have to tell her it was a sharing platter. This is my 2 youngest sons. This is Nathan and Noah. When we went to the Pirate Festival, we go most years, well, the last 3 years, and we're going again this year. Pirate Festival in Brixham. This is when we was on holiday. This is Nathan again. We went out on a boat for a wildlife tour. And this... oh, this is a good link, actually. I like this. This is Nathan, Noah and Kira, who just saw over there. When we went down to the historic dockyard down in Portsmouth, they had this massive deck chair like you get in holiday parks. So the 3 of them sat in it. But I love the design in the background. You can't see because the kids are sat in front of it. But it's like a kraken bringing a ship down. And I loved it, right? So much so that Kira got me this notebook for Christmas. Which is just cool. I don't know why I love it so much, but I do. So, again, it's empty inside. Again, I've got no idea what I'm going to do with it. But I've got 3 very cool new notebooks. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. You know what I'm going to do with them. I'm going to put them in the drawer. I don't even know if I've got room in that drawer. I think I need new drawers for notebook floss. No, not notebook with floss. Notebook tube. Not floss, tube. Notebook. Jotter tube. That could work. Jotter tube. Notebook, jotter, get it? Anyway, Kira's laughing at me again. I think she thinks I've gone crazy. She's probably right. But for those of you who were just tuning in to find out if I got any new notebooks for Christmas, I hope you haven't been disappointed. 34 minutes of me waffling absolute rubbish. Now I need to edit it and actually overlay the pictures of my stitching and the charts. Oh, I need to get the charts off my laptop actually because I'm filming on my phone. And then I need to finish some sewing so I can properly say I finished my sewing day. Anyway, so yes, I got stuff to do. Oh, my hair's doing whatever it wants things. So yes, I hope you've enjoyed my waffling. I'm going to go. I'm going to do some more work. I'm going to edit this. And hopefully, all being well, if I stick to my calendar, stick to my schedule, I'll see you again in 2 weeks. Okay? Be safe. Be happy. I'll see you soon. Bye.